Welcome back, friends. I'm Chef Walter. This episode of Flavors and Knowledge focuses on the history of the tomato. And so let's begin with some historical background. The tomato history has origins tracing back to the early Aztecs around 700 AD. Therefore, it is believed that the tomato is native to the Americas. It was not until around the 16th century that Europeans were introduced to this fruit when the early explorers set sail to discover new lands. Throughout Southern Europe, the tomato was quickly accepted into the kitchen, yet, as it moved toward Northern Europe, the resistance was much more apparent. The British, for example, admired the tomato for its beauty, but believed that it was poisonous, as its appearance was similar to that of the wolf peach. Most Europeans thought that the tomato was also poisonous because of the way plates and flatware were made in the 1500s. Rich people at the time used flatware made of pewter, which has a high lead content. Foods high in acid, like tomatoes, would cause the lead to leach out into the food, resulting in lead poisoning and possible death. Financially strapped citizens who ate off plates made of wood did not have that problem, and certainly not an aversion to tomatoes. This is essentially the reason why tomatoes were only consumed by the less affluent until the 1880s, especially Southern Italians. But something changed in the 1800s. First and most significantly was the mass immigration from Europe to America and the traditional blending of cultures. Many Italian Americans ate tomatoes and brought that food with them. But also, and perhaps equally as important, was the invention of pizza. There really is no pizza without tomato sauce, and pizza was invented around Naples in the late 1880s. The story goes that it was created by one restaurateur in the city of Naples to celebrate the visit of the Queen Marguerite of Savoy, the first Italian monarch since Napoleon conquered Italy. The restaurateur made a pizza from 3 ingredients that represented the colors of the new Italian flag: red, white, and green. The red is the tomato sauce, the white was the fresh mozzarella cheese, and the green was the basil topping. And there you have it, Pizza Margherita was born, and it is still the standard for pizza everywhere. It was not regarded as a kitchen vegetable until the times preceding the Civil War period here in the United States. From this point forward, tomatoes have become a staple item in the kitchen throughout the world. Each area of the world has its own tomato history and how it is used in everyday dining. It appears, though, that tomatoes have had the largest impact on American eating habits, as they are responsible for enjoying over 12 million tons of tomatoes each year. And then, of course, there is the eternal debate whether it's a fruit or a vegetable. I guess that depends on whom you're asking. By definition, a fruit is the edible plant structure of a mature ovary of a flowering plant, usually eaten raw. Some are sweet, like apples, but those that are not sweet, such as tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, etc., are commonly called vegetables. Botanists claim that a fruit is any fleshy material that covers a seed or seeds, whereas an horticulturist point of view would pose that the tomato is a vegetable plant. Until the late 1800s, the tomato was classified as a fruit to avoid taxation. But this was changed after the Supreme Court ruled that the tomato is a vegetable and should be taxed accordingly. When it is all said and done, the history of the tomato as classified as poisonous beautiful plant, a tax-avoiding fruit, and a taxable vegetable, it really is not important. Nonetheless, the tomato is the most popular vegetable in America, and it's enjoyed by millions all over the world, and of course me. And that is all for this segment. Subscribe to Flavors and Knowledge on your preferred podcast platform, and follow us on our YouTube channel on the Chef Walter Cooking School. Keep your eyes on the fire, and thanks for listening. Ciao.